Today, we're talking about corrupt cops who got busted by the people they messed with. Get ready to see the reactions of cops when they realize they have encountered real law experts and people who know the law much better than they do. Let's go to the videos. Let's talk about this cop who arrested a guy just because he embarrassed him in front of everyone. Here's what went down. This guy went to the lobby of a federal building to exercise his right to freedom of press. He was in the public parts of the building, just doing his thing, but the workers there didn't like it at all. They asked him to leave, but he refused. So, what'd they do? They called the cops. And this sheriff showed up and told the guy to leave, saying he wasn't doing any business in the building. But the sheriff seemed to forget that the guy was a journalist. Creating content for his story was his business, and that's how he made a living. Meanwhile, the cops started getting annoyed when the guy refused to show his ID in front of everyone. It really bugged the cop that everyone saw he had no real authority in this situation. The cop then threatened to arrest the guy for trespassing if he didn't leave the lobby immediately. But the guy stood his ground, knowing he had every right to be there. The cop tried to regain control by claiming that people felt uncomfortable because the guy was filming them while they were going about their business. However, sir, just because someone feels uncomfortable doesn't mean they should give up their constitutional rights, now should they? Finally, the cop decided he'd had enough and handcuffed the journalist, arresting him for trespassing.
What's going on here? Are you here for business or not?
Yeah, I'm here for business.
So what exactly are you online?
No, I'm not. Well, they said that I couldn't record in here and they were calling someone, so I'm waiting for.
I'm here.
I guess you're that someone.
You want to talk to me out here?
No, sir, I talked to you right here.
Okay. So what? Why are you? I mean, did they ask you to leave?
They did.
Okay. And why haven't you left? If you got business and you took care of your business.
I haven't. They stopped me from taking care of my business. I'm in the middle of it. And
okay.
I'm still.
And what would that be?
I'm taking some photography, and then I'm also going to be requesting a FOIA request.
Meaning what? Can you do me a favor and just remove your hands from your pockets?
Is that a lawful order?
Yes, please, because it's.
That is a lawful order?
I'm asking
You're ordering me?
You could do that. Remove your hands from your
And
pockets.
if I don't remove my hands, will I be arrested?
Well, no, you haven't done anything. I'm just asking. You know, I'm trying to be cool, okay? I'm asking. Just keep your hands right.
Can you take your gun off your hip for my safety?
Well, no.
Okay, well, it goes both ways, sir.
All right, okay, that's fine. You don't want to remove, that's fine.
Thank you. That's my right.
So, okay, that's fine. So they're asking you to leave, okay?
Right.
If you're done here, you need to leave.
That's incorrect, sir. Yeah, that's incorrect, sir.
Okay.
Trespassing, you can only trespass someone on private property, ask them to leave. And if they don't leave, they will be trespassed. Public property, I have to commit a crime in order to be trespassed on public property.
Okay, well,
I have not committed a crime.
You're actually on federal?
This is federal, yes,
yeah.
which is public, which is owned by the public.
Well, listen, look, you've been asked to leave, okay?
Yes, I have. And I'm not done with my official business.
And what is that?
My First Amendment, which is freedom of the press.
Okay.
I'm an independent journalist, and I am practicing my First Amendment here. Okay.
Listen,
they got 1.7 reviews for unprofessionalism.
You do that outside the fence. People they're conducting business here.
Sure.
You're making people uncomfortable.
No, I'm not. Uncomfortable is feelings. Are you a feeling enforcement or are you a law enforcement?
Do you have any ID? So I can just.
I don't give ID. I don't give ID.
Okay, turn around for me.
Turn around?
Turn around.
I'm being arrested?
Turn around.
What have I done, sir?
You're trespassing, okay?
On federal property? Sir, you have no jurisdiction,
Okay,
sir. Are you a federal agent? You have no jurisdiction on federal property, sir. I hope you know that.
Okay.
So what I'm doing is I'm stripping your qualified immunity. Because I'm telling you I haven't done nothing wrong. It's all on video, being recorded. I have not violated the law. And you're trespassing me on federal property. So you're opening up yourself to a lawsuit.
Okay, that's fine.
And you're also opening up this company to a lawsuit, sir.
Okay. We will go over that in a bit.
It's obvious to everyone that this sheriff arrested the guy because of his ego, not because the guy did anything wrong. I mean, how can anyone be arrested for trespassing on public property? But things got even more serious when they went outside. The cop claimed that the guy was legally obligated to tell him his name and date of birth. Of course, the cop threatened to add another charge if the guy didn't comply. Seeing the kind of cop he was dealing with, the guy asked to call a supervisor. The cop then claimed he was the supervisor. Sure, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have a boss, right? This cop realized he couldn't charge the guy with trespassing, so he went back to the lobby to talk to people and find something else to pin on him. Unfortunately for the cop, the guy hadn't caused any disturbance, didn't make any noise, and didn't bother anyone. The cop was in a tough spot. What do you think he'll come up with next?
You're required to give me your name and date of birth, okay? If you don't want to give me an ID, that's fine, okay? But by law, that you're required to do that. So I can figure out who you are and
if you have RAS, sir, RAS,
okay.
reasonable
Yes.
suspicion.
Yes, and I do.
Reasonable articulable
Because
suspicion that I've committed a
they've
crime.
already called, okay? They've already called and they ask you to leave because you're interfering with the business, okay?
Sure.
You're making people nervous. They don't know why you're doing what you're doing.
But that's not a crime, sir.
Well, I'm not charging you with the crime just yet, okay? I'm giving you a chance. You're in cuffs right now because you're not free to leave.
Okay.
I'm detaining you because I need to know.
Okay. Unlawful detainment.
Well, maybe, but I don't think so. Okay, that's
sir.
your opinion. Okay,
It is.
Look, you're on federal property.
Right.
They asked you to leave. Okay.
Right.
You can't just videotape, and you just can't go right there and videotape. And then after
The First Amendment protects
okay, that's
arrest
fine.
from.
Okay, I'm gonna call my legal advisor.
Can you call your sergeant, please?
Well, I am the acting supervisor today. We don't have a sergeant on, so just have a seat right
Sure.
there. What is your first name and your last name?
Will I be arrested if I don't give it to you? I'll give it to you on the threat of arrest.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to figure out who you are so I know
Okay.
who you are, okay? So I can document that I came here today.
And it has been recorded.
That's fine.
It is on.
That's fine.
Do you have a recording device on?
I don't, because mine just messed up. But you have it, okay?
Okay.
It is what is your name? What's your first name?
Will I be arrested if I don't give you my first name?
Well, you know what?
You cannot ask
okay,
it. And
have a
that's,
seat.
all I'm asking you, sir, is just do your investigation. I've told you the law. And if you can please investigate everything I've told you to verify it is correct. So now I believe what he's doing, he's going to go in and make sure I wasn't being disorderly, make sure I wasn't causing any interference, make sure I wasn't yelling. What they're trying to do is they're trying to get a case on me for something else now, since they can't get me for trespassing. Now they're trying to get me for something else.
To everyone's great surprise, the cops seem to have gotten some education from someone. He had to do the walk of shame back to the guy with his head down and remove the handcuffs. Not only that, but he also told the guy that if he wanted, he could go back to the lobby and record, just not to disturb people by getting too close to them. The cop admitted that the workers had no authority to tell the guy to leave. It seems that someone he talked to had reminded him that he had taken an oath to protect the constitutional rights of all citizens when he started his career. By threatening the journalist's rights, he was risking his qualified immunity and potentially even his job. However, the guy already knew everything the cop told him and acted accordingly. The cop didn't reveal anything new to him. That's why it's important to know your rights and limits. When you do, you can be careful not to cross them, and cops like this one won't be able to do anything to you.
Spoke with my legal advisor. At this point, you have a right to go there, as long as, and I also spoke with management, okay?
Uh-huh.
And they said that the manager wasn't, I guess, didn't have legal authority to tell you that you needed to leave. So on that fact alone, okay, that's why you're out of handcuffs. I'm not going to cite you for failure to identify. I'm not here to cause you any issues, okay? But my advice to you is, listen, they're saying you can videotape, okay? Just from a distance. Don't get behind customers where the position you are in, because people are paying with their credit cards, okay? They're typing in PIN numbers,
right?
And that's what they don't want you to be back behind where you were at, because you could, you could capture them, their PIN numbers and stuff like that, okay?
Sure.
So he says you can go to any other. This is really small. It's cramped in there, so
Sure.
I don't know that you have a whole lot of room, but you can go do all that. You have every right to do that according to what they're saying.
Sure.
And our legal advisor, okay? So you can go to any other. They typed me out.
And just so you know, sir, all this I know already.
Okay, fine.
So, but I'll listen to you out of
Okay, I
respect.
appreciate that. Here, they typed that out for you. I don't know. You may already know all that stuff.
I do.
Okay,
and,
good.
and by law, sir, they can take a FOIA request, verbally, written. I can walk in to give it to anybody in that building, and it's their job to turn it up to the higher powers.
Yeah.
And all I have to do is tell them, and they can write it down and submit it. I don't have to fill out a form, I don't have to get online, I have to do none of that. And the reason for that is because they don't know if I know how to read and write. They don't know if I'm deaf, impaired. They don't.
Okay, and that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to leave. You can be here. If you want to videotape, just do me a favor. I mean, if you can, it's a really small,
I won't be here too much longer. I just want to get a FOIA request, take a couple pictures, and I would have been out in a few minutes if it didn't come to this.
Okay. So anyway, so just you can go.
This cop here must have been really bored at work when he decided to pull over a guy for not dimming his lights. He didn't waste any time and immediately asked the guy for his documents. But even after the guy handed them over, the cop kept pushing, asking where he was going. The guy, still being patient, said he was headed to Oklahoma, but the cop insisted on getting the exact address. Then the cop made up a story about hearing a noise from the guy's car, implying that maybe the guy was involved in a kidnapping. He ordered the guy to get out of the car and and leave his phone behind. The guy wanted to record for his own safety, but the cop insisted he leave the phone. Why? Probably because he didn't want to be recorded behaving badly. The guy asked for a supervisor, but the cop straight up ignored him. Has he already forgotten that his job policy requires calling a supervisor whenever a citizen asks for one, without exception? Instead, the cop immediately detained the guy for a traffic violation. At worst, the guy should have gotten a ticket, not been detained, but it seems like the cop was just really bored that night.
His civil rights.
Good afternoon, Officer Foster, Prairie Police Department. The reason I pulled you over is failure to dim your lights. Get your bright lights shining in my face.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
You have a driver's license and insurance verification, sir? Where are you headed to? Where are you headed to?
I told you Oklahoma.
Where at in Oklahoma?
Is it this problem?
Huh? Well, at the moment, I'm just wondering where you're headed to, and you can't seem to tell me.
Do I have to?
I guess if you don't want to, you don't have to. What's that?
I just don't feel to answer any questions.
Do what?
I just don't feel to answer any questions.
Okay. What was that sound that just happened in your truck? That you do need to answer.
No, I don't have to answer that too.
Okay. Do me a favor. Step out of the vehicle for me, please.
Is it a problem?
At the moment there is, step out of the vehicle, please.
This is my hand.
I see your hand, sir. Unbuckle your seatbelt.
It's my phone.
I see your phone. Leave your phone where it's at, sir.
I'm recording.
Leave your phone where it's at. Leave your phone where it's at. Unbuckle your seatbelt.
Can you call me supervisor?
My supervisor will be making an appearance in a minute. Unbuckle your seatbelt and step out of the vehicle.
Okay.
Leave your phone in the vehicle, sir.
I have the right to record.
I'm recording right
I
here.
have the right to record.
I have a recording right here. 28 to 8 Q96, my location, please.
Direction?
Step out of the vehicle, sir. I'm not going to ask you again, sir. You step out of the vehicle.
Is there any problem?
Yes, there is a problem, sir.
What is it?
Right now, it's your lack of cooperation. Put your phone down. You can leave it recording, but it stays in your vehicle. Step out of the vehicle, please.
I'm gonna step out.
I'm gonna ask you one more time. You want to turn your engine off? Turn it off. Step out of the vehicle.
Here is the keys.
Step out of the vehicle, sir. Put your phone back in your vehicle.
I have the right to record you.
No, sir, you don't have the right to record me. Right now, you have the right to stop hindering my investigation.
It's a phone.
Put your phone in the vehicle, or I will take it out of your hand and put it in your vehicle.
Sir, I know my... Call your supervisor.
My supervisor's right there. Put your
Okay,
phone
here is
up.
my hands. Here is my phone.
Put your phone back in your vehicle.
Why you don't want to be recorded? Are you going to do something wrong to me?
I'm recording right here.
I want to record
I got a
too.
record here and one in my
I have the right
vehicle.
to
So,
record. This is my First Amendment right.
sir, put your phone back in the vehicle and stop hindering my investigation, and then step
Am I
back here
being
with
detained?
me. Yes, you are being detained.
For what?
Right now for a traffic violation.
Okay.
And a lack of answering any questions that I ask it whatsoever. So
Do I have to answer your questions?
Yes, certain questions you do have to answer.
Okay.
Put your phone down, step back here for me.
Is that your supervisor?
That's my supervisor. Put your phone down,
Excuse me,
come
can I
back here
talk to
with
you?
me.
Can I talk to you? That's my keys, that's my phone.
Okay.
Okay? I told him I'm just gonna record his interaction.
The only thing this cop and his colleague did right was identifying themselves when the guy asked. Then the cops looked up everything about the guy based on his driver's license and decided to ask if the address on it was his current one. Now, if you ask me, this guy had way more patience than most people should. Just imagine trying to get home, but these bored cops kept detaining you and making up things to keep you there longer. The guy finally told the cops they needed to understand that not everyone they stop is unaware of their civil rights. He decided to educate them, explaining that he didn't have to answer any of their questions simply because of the Fifth Amendment. The corrupt cops got busted trying to mess with this guy. They realized they were making a mistake, so they decided to just give him a ticket and let him go. This whole incident shows how important it is to know your rights and stand up for them, especially when dealing with cops who might try to overstep their bounds.
He said yes because of a traffic interaction. I said, okay, that's fine. He said that I have to answer every question he asked, some of the questions he asked. I told him, because he kept asking me questions, I said, you know what, I really don't feel to answer any question.
Okay.
And he started to escalate. He put his hand on the gun and he started to tell me what's this sound inside your vehicle. I need to answer none of your questions. You asked me for the license?
In your registration, and I asked you what was going on in your vehicle. I didn't see your hands, and I hear a noise come out of your vehicle. I asked you what it is.
You never said
You showed me your hands after I asked you what the noise was, and you said I don't feel like answering your questions.
I don't have to answer any questions. What's your name?
Officer Foster,
What's your badge number?
28.
Your name, sir?
Sergeant Flam.
Your badge number?
8.
Okay, so
Step back here in front of my
can I
vehicle.
close my door?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So you gonna answer my question yet? What was that sound that your vehicle is making? The sound coming out of your vehicle.
Sir,
when I asked you what was going on.
Question. I would like to be fair in my way.
You'd like to what?
Go rock.
Yeah. Huh?
Mr. C, what's your current address?
Well, I'm missing driver's license. Am I giving
That-
a
Is that
warning
a,
or
is that,
something? Am I
is
giving
that
a
a, is that a correct
or a ticket?
address that's on your license?
Am I giving a ticket or a warning?
I'm asking you a question, sir. Answer
just
my
asking
question.
you.
You answer my question, I'll answer yours. Right now, you need to answer my question. What is your address?
Okay, let me tell you something. Every citizen you stopped. Not every citizen is ignorant on his rights. Okay, I don't know if they teach you that in the police academy,
You have to tell me your
but
address
there
when
is
I ask for it.
constitutional rights.
Your
There
con-
is the First Amendment to record. That's what I'm doing. There is the Fourth Amendment
Are you not going to give
to
me your
refuse
address?
searches and seizures, and there is the Fifth Amendment to refuse to answer any question.
Okay,
It
but
doesn't matter what is it.
Hold on.
That's the Fifth Amendment. So if I choose to answer your question, that's fine. I choose to. If I say, sir, I want to remain silent, that's my right. But that's true, right?
What's that?
If I want to answer questions, I want to answer questions, right?
You're fine.
Yeah, I should know that. I always try to de-escalate, you know, because not everybody you stop is a criminal or a bad man. There are some people who are nice, but they choose not to answer. They choose just to remain silent, you know. That's their constitutional right.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not going to cost you any points on your license. There's no court date associated with it. No.
This cop not only stopped a car in the middle of the exit, blocking the way for other drivers, but he also approached the guy with the camera because he was annoyed that he was being filmed. And you know what's interesting? If this cop had seen someone else parked there, he would have been more than happy to write them a ticket. This just shows that many cops often think different rules apply to them for some reason. The guy told the cop that he didn't like his attitude, but the cop said the guy had brought it out in him. But what exactly did he mean? The cop then asked the guy for his ID, of course, and when the guy asked why, the cop simply said, "Because I can." Okay, sir. What an entitled cop. Of course, he couldn't handle the guy, so he had to turn around and walk back to his police car. The worst part is that in a few minutes, he'll probably just try to boost his ego on someone else because he didn't succeed with this guy.
Hey, you know that's an exit, right? It's an exit only.
Yeah, it's private property.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't.
We're gonna start doing this.
You probably shouldn't be on the exit.
Don't worry about me.
Yeah, I'm
How
worried
you
about you.
doing?
Yeah,
How you doing today?
I'm all right. What's your name and
Yeah.
badge number?
Yeah,
I don't like your f***ing attitude already.
It's okay.
All right. I don't like your attitude already. You're already pocket hole, dude.
So see the way that you're interacting with
Yeah.
me? That brings my attitude.
Oh,
So,
it does?
Yeah.
Oh, your
you know that
attitude.
because you do this all the time.
I do.
Yeah.
You don't even know who I am.
Anyways. So
Anyway,
you're
what's your
not
name,
here?
badge number? I can't say it with the. How do you spell that? How do you say that?
There.
Zaire. Do you have a
Yeah.
badge number?
Right here. 112.
I like that badge. It's nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to assume you don't want to produce any ID.
What do you think? Do I have to?
No, you don't have to.
All right. So why would you ask?
Lies. Thanks.
Why would you ask? Because you can.
Because I can.
Because you can.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because people.
See,
Because people, right, like me, know our fucking rights.
Right, but I have
But-
I have the same rights as you. So if I
No, right now you don't.
If I
No,
wanna
yours
ask
are
your
very limited.
ID number.
Yeah.
Your ID.
Yeah.
Your license.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
Okay. You said no.
Yeah. Good. All right. Bye. Stop blocking the entrance like an.
I'll park there if I want.
Yeah, I know you will. And I'll do what I want.
This time, the conflict started because a cop left his car somewhere he shouldn't have, blocking someone's exit. Not only did he park in a way that blocked the passage, but he also left the car on private property. When one guy saw this, he went crazy and decided to confront the cop. The guy told the cop that he had 3 seconds to move the car and called him an idiot for not reading the signs that clearly indicated he couldn't park there. But the cop's response was quite surprising. He claimed he didn't care about any signs. Thinking he was very important, the cop even started provoking the guy, insisting he wouldn't move his car. He still claimed he had the power and authority over everything. Who's gonna tell him that's not true?
Say it again, who are you?
Mr. Butlin, Sea Group.
Yeah. And what do you want?
Magistrate court one for yourself.
Right. I suggest you read the signs
I don't care about
and get the off the drive.
Magistrate.
You p.
Well, I'm not, am I?
Go on.
Okay.
You got 3 seconds to get off the drive. If you don't, I'll come out there and I'll take you off myself.
Doing what?
What do you mean doing what? You're on private property, so get the off the drive.
I've got a magistrate.
Get the off.
It's a forced entry warrant, mate.
Get the off the drive, mate, or else I'll come out there and I'll drag you off myself.
You're not going to drag me off.
You what?
Why are you going to do that?
What do you mean, why am I going to do that?
Extortion is a criminal offence.
I don't give a what you're saying to me, right? You have got no power of attorney over me whatsoever. So I decide, listen, let me tell you now.
I'm telling you.
Let me tell you.
Is that on finance, is it?
Let me tell you now. You've got 3 seconds to get off the drive, or else I'm coming out there and I'll rip your head off.
Is that right?
Get off. Get off the drive, mate. Read the signs. Read the signs.
Signs, mate.
Listen, I don't care about you. Who the are you?
Listen, we're not going to move it, good then.
You listen, mate. I tell you now. You come back on this drive. I'll come out there and I'll punch out of you. Yeah, well. Wait there now. Wait there, and I'll come out and we'll sort it. Yeah? Do you want to sort it? Get the off my drive. You. Let me tell you, it's private property. That is notice now from me to cease and desist. I don't give a f***, it's fraudulent.
How's it fraudulent?
Did I give you consent?
You don't need to give me consent. I think you need to educate yourself. Stop looking on Google.
Hang on a minute, mate. Do you believe you have the power of attorney over me?
I have the power of this property, yeah.
You have not got no power whatsoever, you p***. Let me tell you, I'm going to go and get ready now, mate. I'll come out and we'll sort it out, yeah? You got 3 seconds to get off the drive.
This cop actually went to move his car, but his ego was so hurt that when the guy told him to move it, he got out and started saying the guy shouldn't be telling him what to do. Then the cop said he wouldn't move anything just to show the guy he couldn't make him. But the cop forgot that people have more power than he thinks. For example, have cops ever heard that citizens can arrest them too? Imagine how many cops would keep their jobs if they had to face a reality check. Probably not too many.
Listen to me.
What?
You do not come to my
Right,
fucking property
Listen.
demanding that you have any fucking power
read
over
that
me.
letter. Read
You've
the
got no
letter.
power over me, mate, whatsoever. I don't give a about your fraudulent warrant,
It's
right?
not a fraudulent warrant.
Don't tell me it's not
Magistrate
fraudulent.
one, it's an arrestable as well. Do you not understand
I
that?
don't give a mate.
Why
Are you a
not?
copper?
Hey?
Are you a
I'm
copper?
a certificated bailiff.
I don't give a mate. Get in your car.
Don't
Fuck off.
dictate to me what I can and I can't do. I'll tell you that now. I'll put a letter on your van, so if you want to read it
I'm not
and get back
reading
to
no
me, you
letter,
can
mate.
do.
You're taking the letter with you.
No, I'm not.
Let me tell you.
I'll tell you. No, I'm not. Who do you think you're talking to?
That is private property.
I don't
You
give
know-
a shit. Listen,
you
we'll
know-
get a warrant and
do
we'll
you
force
not
it to
read signs? Can you not read?
Mate,
Are you
back
that
away
fucking
from me.
thick?
Just back away.
Take your
Fucking hands off me
Go
for
on,
one.
then.
And there's your letter. Read it.
Are you
What I'll
littering?
do, I'll issue an
Are you
arrest warrant.
littering?
Back to you.
Are you littering?
Go
You
away.
knob.
Listen.
What?
Oh, what I do now
What are
is
you
issue
gonna
back to
fucking
the
do?
court for an arrest
Go
warrant.
on then.
Like that,
Go on
yeah?
then. Let's see you. You prick.
Well, you go away, mate. What are you going to do?
What do you mean? What am I going to do?
Hey?
I'll absolutely annihilate you.
Would ya?
Do you want to test me?
I'm not here to fight you,
Come
mate.
on then.
Hey, I'm not a fighter, mate.
Well,
I'm not.
don't give me the big one then.
What's your
You
problem?
prick. I would absolutely
Right, here we
fucking
go.
annihilate you.
For that, right?
Get in your
Took
van
kids
and
out of
fuck
school,
off.
which is a criminal offence.
Who did?
You have. So that
Hang on. Listen
that's
to
a
me.
warrant,
Listen
right?
to me.
What?
COVID-19 took my kids out of school for 3 months.
You got fined like anyone else would.
No, but I won't
Yeah,
get
you
a
would.
fine, you
Yeah,
prick.
You have. That's what that's for.
Nobody will give me a fine.
You've
Give me
got
a
a
fine.
fine.
Give
You've
me a
got a fine.
You've
It's
littered.
fine. It's lawful.
You've littered there.
It's not actually your letter, mate. It's just you pick it up.
Let me tell you this now, right? That is private. All of this is private.
It's not where we move,
You have
mate.
got no
I
rights
have.
whatsoever.
I have.
And I've told
100%.
you, cease
100%.
and desist.
You ain't got a Scooby
Let
what you're
me-
on about, mate.
I'll
You're
tell-
living in old times. You
I'll
ain't
tell-
got a clue.
The cop thought it was a good moment to threaten the guy with arrest because it's always a good moment to threaten someone with arrest. He was arguing like a little kid who doesn't know what to say and started making things up. The guy told the cop that he'd need an entire army if he wanted to arrest him. This, of course, made the cop even more annoyed. Would you react like this? It's important to stand up to such behavior and remind these authority figures that they aren't above the law.
So what are you going to do then,
Hey?
you fucking prick?
I'll get an arrest warrant back.
Go on then.
Well, I will.
Let's see him come round.
And what?
Because I guarantee you, mate, it'd take the British Army to arrest me.
Really?
Because you lot are all acting fraudulent.
Right.
So get in your van and off back to...
Pay your debt then.
What debt?
Pay your fine.
What debt?
Pay your
You
fine.
want me to commit securities fraud?
Security fraud.
Yeah.
Mate, you're talking
Is
shit.
money,
You don't know what you're on
is
about.
money backed by anything?
You don't know what you're on about.
No. So get in your
Don't
van
tell
and
me
piss
what
off.
to do.
Well, what you
Don't-
going to do?
You ain't going to do it.
What are you gonna do?
Listen, don't tell me what to do.
Off,
Your
you
letter's
knob.
there, so it says you pay.
Fuck
If I don't,
off.
I'll return it for a new restaurant. If we have to, I'll take your caravan or your van.
Yeah,
How
all right.
about that?
Let's see then.
What do you mean, let's see then?
Let's see. Let's see how many people you need to
I
bring.
don't need loads of people with you. What you on about?
Oh, so just because you're a bit taller than
What?
me.
You don't know me, do you?
Don't underestimate
you don't know
me,
do you?
mate. Don't underestimate
You don't know me, though, do you?
Get in your van and off.
Don't dictate to what I can and I can't do.
Well,
I'll
you
tell
can't
that.
come on this property.
Yeah, I can.
No,
I've
you
got a
can't.
warrant. Yes, I can.
All right, then. So why am I not being arrested then?
Well,
Because it's fraudulent, you knob.
Yeah, you ain't got to
Go on,
screw me up,
fuck
you.
off.
I'll stay here.
I'll tell you what.
I'll stay as free country, innit?
Yeah, well,
you own this path, do you?
You're blocking their driveway.
I'll reverse back onto yours. We'll move your
No,
van
you
then.
wait. You ain't removing all, you
Why's
knob.
that? Why's that?
Yeah, go on
You
then.
gonna stop me?
Let me see you.
Yeah, you gonna
Let
stop
me
me?
see you. Yeah, I will stop you, mate.
Will ya?
Yeah, I will.
Will ya?
Yeah, I will.
You should be nicked anyway. Just happen without you
Oh,
being here.
what? Because the police will sign with you?
Yeah, they will.
What?
It's a magistrate court. It's a criminal fine.
It's
Do you
not
understand?
fucking
You're not
criminal.
sinking in. It's
Do you
a
know,
criminal
do you
fine.
know the difference between criminal and
You
lawful?
don't know what you're on about, mate.
Hey.
You've been reading Google. You ain't got a scuba.
Where's the victim?
What do you mean, where's
Where's the victim? If it's criminal, where's the
It's gone
victim?
through the magistrate court.
Piss off, you
You ain't got a
fucking
clue,
knob.
have you?
Anta,
No, you ain't.
Anta,
No, you ain't.
let me tell you something, mate. Your system is going down,
Is
and
it
I'm going to
really?
make sure that I'm going to
really?
laugh.
Really?
Listen, mate,
Really?
I don't give a what you say because you're a pro.
Hammer.
Yeah.
The cop didn't like seeing a man filming in public, so he approached him, claiming his activity was suspicious because, quote, we live in dangerous times, end quote. Ironically, we're living in the safest times in history. The cop then tried a different approach, saying the man needed to identify himself because filming and looking at other cars was dangerous for everyone. He even threatened to arrest the man if he didn't comply. But the man asked the cop about the Fourth Amendment, pointing out that it allows citizens to remain anonymous. Everyone knows that, right? But, well, not this cop. He gave the definition of the First Amendment instead. Clearly, the cop picked the wrong guy to mess with.
Since you're starting off this way, do you have somewhere higher than you? Because I promise you that's not correct, and you're going to get your whole town into a lawsuit, and I don't want to go that way. I've been having a great day. You don't want to go that way either.
But if you just tell me your name.
I'm not telling you my name. I'll tell you my first name, and we're stopping there, and I'm not answering any more questions. If you want to ID me unlawfully, you're going to lose your job and your qualified
Can
immunity.
I ask you what you're doing?
I'm working on a story.
For who you with?
I'm an independent journalist. What's your name?
Solomon, Lieutenant Solomon.
Solomon.
Yes, sir. Okay, let me explain something to you. Can I explain something?
I'll listen to you. Go ahead. Yeah.
This day and time, there's all sorts of things going on.
We're in one of the most safest times to date in world history. Tell me a safer time in world history than right now.
Okay.
So,
Well,
so don't say in this day and time, because cops always say that, and it's stupid.
Okay.
So you can start over, though, if you want to.
Let me just put it like this.
Yep.
You know, if we see somebody looking at our police cars,
Come talk to me, sure. But don't threaten to arrest me if I don't give you my
No,
ID.
I didn't threaten to
You
arrest
just did,
No,
brother.
I didn't. I just said Arkansas is one of the 15 ID states.
That's not
On
correct.
A demand or request.
Nope,
you
that's
have
not
to
correct.
provide some identified
Get a lawyer
information.
out here. If you think that's true, you need to look into it because you're going to get yourself in trouble. That is not true, and I'm 1,000% positive, and I can show you case law and Supreme Court rulings and everything. 100%. What's the Fourth Amendment? No. This is important to everybody that you know the Fourth Amendment. What is
Sure,
it?
I know it.
So what is
Everybody
it?
all know
What is it?
The right of freedom.
No way you just
free
said that.
speech.
No, that's the First Amendment.
You know
You
what
need to
I'm
go study the Constitution, and until you do, don't say a word to me, please. Go back inside, look up the Constitution, and read those rights and learn them. Memorize them, then come out. Other than that, you don't know what you're doing or what you're talking about.
The man wasn't about to let this cop's behavior slide. He followed him to the police station to file a complaint. However, the cop locked down the department. This could get him in trouble because the police department is supposed to be open to the public. What if someone needed to do business there? But it's locked because the cop decided to shut it down for personal reasons.
You don't need to be a lieutenant. And I'm sorry I'm getting mad, but that is ridiculous. You should be ashamed of yourself for not knowing the first or the fourth. Walk of shame right there, and it's deserved. Oh, they're locking me out? Lieutenant Solomon, you're opening your city up for a lawsuit by allowing this door to be locked because of me. This lady right here. Uh-oh, they're sending the sheriff out here. The sheriff showed up.
Hello, sir. How are you?
What's up, guys?
Good.
All right, I can come in now. They weren't letting me in a minute ago. You know, that's a lawsuit if I wanted to. What's your name, sir?
I'm Sheriff Eric.
Oh, you're the sheriff.
County.
Awesome. Nice to meet you, sir. I'm Justin.
Good to meet you, Justin.
So why'd they send the sheriff down here for a guy with a camera?
Nobody sent the sheriff.
They-
We all monitor the radio traffic.
Hey, dude.
If
Hey,
we
hold
get a
on. Before
call-
you lie on camera.
If we get a call over the radio.
No, I heard them call the sheriff down here. I heard them on. I have them on video calling the sheriff down here.
Anyways, if we-
So now you're lying on camera. So now I don't even want to talk to you either, dude.
If we
Goodness.
get a call, we're
Just
gonna
be real.
respond.
Just be a real person for 2 seconds. Why can no one just be a real person in
You be a
here?
real person.
I am.
Yeah, you're in here causing a problem.
No, I'm exercising my rights.
Yeah, but if it becomes disorderly.
I told you my name's
then
Justin like
you're
6
being
times,
disorderly.
dude.
I have a right to ask you last.
Okay.
You can ask, and I don't have to tell you.
As
It's
long
public.
as you're civil, there's not a problem.
I'm civil, brother.
That's what I'm saying. But if it did become disorderly, then you could be charged with disorderly conduct.
Yeah.
But until then,
Don't-
as long as you're
You're
civil.
off. It's private property back
That's
there.
public.
Other
If
than
you
police
park your
property.
cars back there, that's public.
The other cars are not
And
public.
even if it was private, I have to be trespassed before I've committed a crime.
When the man returned to the department later, he found many more cops there, so he decided to talk to them about the behavior of the cop he had a conflict with. One of the cops, a sheriff, claimed they didn't swear to protect the constitutional rights of citizens at the beginning of their careers, trying to justify his colleagues' shitty behavior. Have you noticed how cops often back each other up when they realize a citizen has outsmarted them? This explains why many cops think they can do whatever they want. Even supervisors and sheriffs encourage them to act like tyrants and don't correct them when they're wrong. The man asked the sheriff to repeat how they didn't take an oath, but the sheriff didn't want to answer. Even though he thought he was doing everything right, he just embarrassed himself. As a public servant, he should actually talk to the citizens. The sheriff showed even more ignorance when he claimed he didn't have to identify himself as a cop and demanded to see the law that says so. The man pointed out that it's their job policy. The sheriff claimed he had read their job policy, but he clearly wasn't following it.
No,
Now you're lying.
but that is what
See, you
all
just
police
lied.
do.
You're telling us we're lying.
No,
You're lying.
it is required.
No, you're
If you
looking up
didn't-
and to the right because you don't know. You're making
Dude,
it up.
you
I'm
listen.
So you can
So you didn't swear no. So you didn't swear no.
I'm gonna tell you, you're being.
You can call me whatever you want.
See?
It doesn't hurt my feelings like it does yours.
You're being. It's not hurting my feelings.
It obviously is.
I've been doing it for 25
So
years.
you did
know
not.
how many people have called me
So
or worse?
answer me this.
I don't
Did
have
you
to answer
did you sign
That's where
it?
you're
Did you
wrong.
swear an oath to the Constitution?
That's where you're wrong.
He
I
says he
don't have to
didn't.
answer
So you
you.
did. This sheriff, he does not believe in the Constitution, and he did not swear an oath
That's
to it.
what you believe. If you continue, and
Yes,
this
ma'am.
becomes
Yes, ma'am.
disorderly, I explained to you
Yeah.
at that point it would be a disorderly conduct.
Dude, chill out. You're stupid. You don't even know that you swore an oath to the Constitution.
No, I'm not answering
You
you,
walk
is what I'm
around
doing.
thinking that you have no
I
duty
answer
to the Constitution.
The people, the residents
The
of Van Buren
Constitution.
County. Do you live
The
in Van Buren
Constitution.
County?
The
Do you live here
Constitution.
in Van Buren County?
No, I don't.
Then I don't answer to you. Have a good day, sir.
Do you get state taxes? Do you
Have a
get
good
federal
day,
taxes?
sir.
Do you get state and federal taxes?
Have a good day, sir.
So you don't know brother.
Have a good day, sir.
You guys don't know anything here. You don't
Have a
get.
good day,
No, you
sir.
can't. That's freedom of speech. That is.
Have a good
That's
day,
freedom
sir.
of speech. You don't know the Constitution.
You obviously
What's
don't
freedom
know
of
the
speech
statute
mean?
of disorderly conduct. If you incite a riot,
If you
incite a riot,
what
which
riot am I
includes-
inciting?
Which includes any
Freedom
more-
of speech,
any
brother.
more than 2 or 3 people in
Freedom
one
of speech.
location, then you are
You guys are the making the right, then not me. I'm by myself.
Making a riot. You're the one
I'm by
calling people
myself.
stupid and dumb, and you're the one that's.
You guys are the ones that are supposed to know the Constitution, and I know it 10 times more than you. Your whole job is to uphold the Constitution.
Our whole job is to uphold the
The
state laws that are in
Constitution.
the statute.
Nope. What's more important than state laws? Federal laws.
Federal law doesn't supersede
It
state
absolutely.
law.
No way.
That's
You just
where
said
you're
that.
wrong.
No. Yes, it
That's
does.
where you're wrong.
Yes, it does. I promise
You're
you.
wrong.
If the
We
Supreme
have to
Court
enforce
Supreme
state
Court
laws.
says Arkansas state law is
City and
wrong,
state
then
laws.
it's wrong and over with. Arkansas doesn't get to say, well, we get to do whatever we
Arkansas
want.
Constitution.
You're embarrassing yourself on the internet.
No, I'm not.
You are.
No, I'm not. You're embarrassing
Say your name
yourself
again.
because you came
If you
here-
don't think you're embarrassing
you
yourself,
came
what's your
here-
name?
I won't say my name until you say yours. I already said it.
I already
once.
said it.
No, you didn't. You didn't give us your full name.
I don't have
told
to.
you my full name and who I work
Yeah,
for.
because it's your job to. It's not mine. I'm a private citizen. You are not.
But you're
the
requesting-
government. You are the government. Right now, I'm the people.
requesting it, and
Listen to
if
me.
you request my name,
I'm
I
the
request
people.
yours.
You're the government right now, and I'm the people. And this is what
Show
the
me law
government's
right
doing.
now. Show me the law right now that says that I have to give you my name.
That's in your
and
policy.
who I am.
That's in your policy.
I'm asking you.
Give me 2 minutes and I could look it up.
We wrote the policy. It's our policy.
And then you should know it, dude. You're embarrassing your entire
I do
county.
know what I'm doing.
You're embarrassing your county, and you're not going to get reelected now.
Sit down and try to
You're gonna be
pick out
screwed.
of the Constitution specific things.
Dude,
that
it's
try
not
to
even
cover
pick
what
out.
somebody-
It's blatant.
No,
it's
it's not.
blatant.
No,
It's
it's
First
not.
Amendment right. First.
No, it's not.
What are the 5 elements
No,
of the First
it's not.
Amendment?
No,
You don't
it's
know
not.
it. You should be proud to say it, regardless of whatever I said
If
before.
you want to set up an
You should be
interview
proud
with
to
me,
say
you
it.
come by my office.
You should be
anytime.
proud. I'm not talking to you, dude.
I'm not confronting you out in public and you trying to somehow attack me or
I wasn't.
or
He came out trying to attack me. You were called because of me.
Talk about somebody being dumb. You
Or
realize
the lady
that
did. The lady
radio is
did.
on for
I have it
every
on
police
film, dude.
department.
The man then asked the sheriff if it wasn't a bit much for the sheriff to take time out and join the other cops just because the man was filming. They pretended the sheriff just happened to be there, not because of the man. The man had caught a woman on camera in the department saying they should call the sheriff down. The sheriff claimed his phone didn't even ring, which was a lame excuse. They could have called him over the radio, right? Earlier, the man told the sheriff he should be ashamed. The sheriff waited only a few minutes before turning it back on the man, saying he was ashamed. It was clear he couldn't come up with anything smarter. When the man told the sheriff he was dismissed, the sheriff and his colleagues got offended. Oh no, now you've upset the good old boys. Now they were trying to threaten his freedom of speech. On top of all that, the cops who just repeated everything the man said clearly had no authority in this situation.
I have it on film.
So you don't want me to say this because it's going to make you look dumb.
Say whatever you want. Go ahead.
Okay? You realize
I'm not
that
to
when a
embarrass
radio
you.
is on, that a radio's on. If any officer hears,
That's not what happened.
It doesn't matter
I
who
have
they
it
call.
on film,
You
dude.
could have 6
What do
people
you not
down
get about I
here.
have it on film?
Dude, 6 people were
What?
not dispatched down here. It just went across the radio,
No.
and we always
Yeah, the
go
lady.
and back up any call.
Dude, okay, he walks in crying about what I said to him. Then that lady immediately says, "Call the sheriff down here," and I have it all on film.
You are specifically saying the sheriff was called down here. My phone didn't ring. And no
Okay,
one
so
called me on
so
the
they did it
radio.
over the radio.
There you go. It's a open
They called you
broadcast.
down over the radio.
I specifically when I took off.
So did they call you down over the radio?
frequency
So did they
and
call you
open
down?
frequency
So did they
so
say
that
call the
you
sheriff down
public
here?
can listen. No.
So did they say you're causing a
Nobody
riot?
said.
You're,
Nobody
that's
said.
disorderly. Can you arrest him? He's
You're
yelling.
a smart aleck. You're a smart
You're
aleck.
embarrassing yourself, dude.
You are embarrassing yourself.
I heard them do it, dude. I heard them do it.
See,
It's
you're
on
right.
video.
See, you're totally wrong. You didn't even know what you're talking
They
about.
said
You
call the
just lied.
sheriff
You're
down here.
embarrassing yourself.
It's on video. I'm not
It
lying.
is on video.
Video don't lie.
There's a recording.
Video
that
don't lie.
dispatch,
Dude,
and neither does that.
walk away. You're embarrassing yourself.
You're ridiculous.
Everything you say is wrong. I have it on
You're so
camera.
embarrassing yourself.
You're stupid, dude.
You're stupid.
All you can do, okay, whenever you start repeating, that means you have nothing left to say and you're
No, it
embarrassing
means that
yourself.
you keep repeating everything you said just 5 seconds ago because you have
All right,
nothing
dude.
new. to
You're
say.
dismissed. How about that? You're dismissed. How about that?
Thank you for dismissing me.
You're welcome. I'll see you later.
Maybe we will if you come see me.
God, I
Come
hope
visit
so.
me.
Because you're content. You're nothing
You're
but
so
content.
welcome to come visit my office anytime.
I'll be
you
up there in a
want.
little bit. How about that?
That is wonderful.
Before you close today, I'll see you up there.
I made the sheriff's
Give
office
everybody a
open
warning.
door. Yes.
Yeah, not unlike the police station. It's not open door. They locked it on me. So you're just proving how they were wrong for locking the door.
If there's a woman here by herself,
She's not. There's like 4 cops in there, dude. You're making as you go. You're dismissed. Go back to your freaking office. You want to have a standoff?
and you don't like me right now, you're upset with me, is because I'm standing here and
No,
talking to you civilly.
Now
and
you're
what
making.
doing is
You're.
lying
You know what
and saying
assuming does.
You're being disorderly.
You know what assuming does, right?
See, that's childish.
You know what
have-
assuming does, right?
You right now have a 5-year-old's
No,
attitude
you're
of being
assuming.
a child.
Says the guy that was just repeating everything I would say.
I-
Says the guy that was repeating everything I
Saying my
said.
experience in 25 years,
Dude, you're
I'm
dumb
dealing
as
with
hell.
somebody that's
This is.
probably mental unstable,
I've never
mentally
met a cop
unstable.
so childish in my life, and I
You're
have.
being childish.
I have
I'm
hundreds of
treating you with
videos.
the same respect and level of
This is
education that you're
ridiculous.
treating me.
Y'all should be embarrassed right now, dude.
Then a completely new cop appeared, as if the sheriff and the rest of the team weren't enough. Do these cops realize they're not solving any important crime here, just talking to a guy who hurt their ego? It felt like at one point their entire department and all the cops on duty came to argue with this one man. The real mystery is how many cops were actually left to solve the crimes and be available to the public, since they were all busy talking to this guy. Even the security woman claimed that the man had to leave the building because he wasn't allowed to film there anymore. But of course they didn't like being filmed, especially when you couldn't tell which cop was worse than the other. Then one of the cops in the crowd realized that the man had the right to do this and that it was up to the cops to behave normally and not bite his head off. Finally, someone told the man that he could exercise his constitutional rights as much as he wanted. Now that's the difference between a not-so-bad cop and a bad cop. A not-so-bad cop will likely not team up with a bad cop just to be part of the majority.
I was actually just talking to some ladies down here in this back office, and they were being cool. They're like, "Oh, you can film. Check this out. Check that out." And then they're like, "Hey, check that out in the hallway." So I go check it out in the hallway, and the door slams behind me. But it didn't shut. It kind of slammed and came back open. So I was just like, "What? Did you guys slam the door on me?"
No.
And that was all I did. I kind of said it just like that, like kind of with a laugh. And then they were like,
Let me
blah,
stop.
blah, 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 blah.
Let me stop for just a second. I gotta slow a lot of people down.
All right, good deal. Wow. So emergency?
Everything's 10-50.
Yeah. Like, I'll talk to you guys. I wasn't doing
You're fine,
anything.
You're fine. You gotta understand, we got a heightened sense of
No, you're
alert when somebody presses a.
They shouldn't have done that.
The sheriff's office comes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
The
guys.
sheriff's office comes,
Holy
the
crap.
police-
Look.
Hang tight.
What's up, guys? It's just me.
How are you?
Hey, no, I'm cool, man.
This is Sheriff Staley.
Hey, I'm Justin, dude.
Yeah, what's up?
I didn't know
You wanna calm the...
I don't mind talking to him again. I'll tell him what happened
No, you're
again.
fine.
What's up, Sheriff? I thought someone was hurt or something. I didn't know this was over me.
This is Sheriff John Staley. I'm Chief Matt Edwards, Warren Police
Yes, sir.
Department.
How's it going?
When we get an alert...
Wow.
Y'all go? Yeah. Chef said go tonight.
Wow, guys.
Chef said go tonight.
What's up?
What's up, brother? Well, I think down there might be the person that this is over, so I don't want to go down there if they're scared of me or something. So, yeah. So I have everything on film since the minute I got here. I'm just checking out. I'm learning about the history of Lone Oak, about the courthouse. I've been extremely polite with everyone, just like I am right now, asking questions. And they were cool, too. They're like, hey, check this out, check that out. I don't care if you film. And then they were like, hey, go check out those little cannon pushers out in the hallway. So as soon as I walk out in the hallway, they slam the door behind me. But it doesn't shut, it kind of slams and opens. And I kind of laugh and like swing it back open. And I was like, did y'all just slam the door on me? And then that's when they were like, I don't feel comfortable with you in here filming. Whenever the lady 2 seconds ago just said, I don't care that you film, check this out.
That's the one on the left?
All the way down at the left. Okay. And then so I said, and I have it all on camera, I'm not trying to bother y'all. If you don't want me in here, no problem. Okay. I was just wondering why y'all said, check this out with a smile and then slammed the door behind me.
Yeah, okay.
And then that was it. That was literally the height of the disaster.
Okay, here's what we got.
Second floor. I've been down here.
It's just the alarm button that was pressed.
Oh, the security lady might have did it.
Did you talk to our security?
She came down and said I had to leave the building. And I told her, I'm not trying to start anything. I'll walk away, but I don't need to leave the building.
We'll take care of that.
Sorry about that, yeah.
No, you're good, but when they push an alarm, we don't know what it is. We don't do like a 911 call.
No, you guys did what you were supposed to do, yeah.
It's a hey, come on.
Right, yeah.
Come back.
I thought someone was hurt. I was trying to get out of the way. I didn't know it was me. I was like, what the heck?
If you want to let them all go. Hey, Danny, will you turn my lights off?
It's no secret anymore that there are cops all over the country who act like tyrants and don't serve the people honorably like they should. That's why many citizens have become free journalists to film these cops and show others how to handle situations when cops try to threaten your civil rights. This reporter decided to go to the sheriff's office to request a copy of their job policy as a public record in PDF format. He probably didn't even need it. He just wanted to see how the workers there would treat him. And to his surprise, these rookie cops wrote down everything the man wanted, but he decided to test them just a little more. So he started listing everything he wanted, the badges and names of all the deputies in the department, as well as the numbers of their vehicles. Now, one of the rookie cops patiently wrote everything down. Can you believe it? It shows how bad the situation is if we're surprised by good behavior from police, even though it should be like that every day.
So you got family down in Fort Myers or Miramar?
No, I do not. Miramar Beach? That's pretty close.
Yeah.
Nick's is a very popular name down here, but I'm not related to a lot of them.
Oh, he's in LEO too, so.
Oh, is he? Yeah, I'm, so there's a lot in Escambia as well. But
Yeah.
my family's mostly from North Alabama.
Oh, okay, cool. That's a pretty part of the country. I like Northern Alabama.
Yeah, it's not bad.
See, all I wanted really is the policies and procedures. If you guys have that in PDF format, that you can send me.
You know what? We were just talking about if policies and procedures were public record or not.
Yeah, general orders are.
Yeah, we were just literally talking to somebody.
You guys have any stickers like
Yeah,
these?
you got better handwriting than me. Just write down what he wants.
Sure. Thank you, please.
You got it?
Sure.
I don't even have my pad. I left in my car.
Thanks, Lieutenant. You gentlemen have any stickers like this? I collect them from all over the country when I go out.
There's one right over there.
There we go. So general orders or policies and procedures, whatever you guys call them here, and in a PDF form. Add a couple more things. Names, badge numbers, and vehicle assignments for all the deputies. And signal codes and 10 codes. Vehicle assignments. There you go.
Look at that. I'm going to pop that bad boy right there.
And signal codes and 10 codes. And my email is rights, R-I-G-H-T-S, crispy, C-R-I-S-P-Y, at gmail.com.
C-R-I-S-P-Y?
S-P-Y, yes, at gmail.com. Thank you. That's it. You guys have crime to fight. So. Oh, is that activated?
Yes.
Oh, can you give me a copy of that as well, please?
Yeah.
Thanks.
However, this journalist and his colleague decided to ask these rookie cops how they would handle certain situations. First, they presented a scenario where a woman working in a federal building doesn't like being filmed. They asked the cops what they would do in that situation. From that point on, it seemed like the cops were more focused on looking good on camera rather than giving truthful answers. One of them said they would respond to the call, listen to both sides, and then act accordingly. This situation felt like it was straight out of a textbook. The right thing for the cops to do in this situation is to check if the incident is happening in public or on public property? If it is, they should explain to the worker who called that no matter how uncomfortable it is for her, they can't do anything because it's the citizens' right to film whatever they see in public, including people. They shouldn't even show up on the scene if it's a public space.
And the right to record in public, like I was just at the health department, and the lady there didn't want to be recorded. I told her it was a public lobby.
So county and we're not all the same type of training, because obviously we're just law enforcement. All the training we've had on most of our stuff is what occurs here, and with our body cams, I don't know what kind of training they've had.
Okay, well the reason I was asking because, let's say if I'm in a building.
You got today's date?
Today's
18th.
18th, yeah. Let's say if I'm in a building, a public building, and they say, oh, they called you guys, say, hey, these guys are in here recording.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys know how to handle that situation?
Yeah, we would respond and then give both sides of the story to try to figure out what's going on. But obviously, if it's a public place where public eyes can be recorded.
Okay,
so.
That's good to hear that you would get both sides of the story. Usually it's just like, I'm
Because
going
you
with the
never know-
Karen.
And you never
that's
know
it.
exactly what the circumstances are. Some people just see cameras and they might take it as somebody being aggressive towards them. And
Right.
It might not be that at all.
That's the opposite of how we operate.
Yeah.
As you can tell.
Yeah.
How I've always
Yeah, I try to make sure everybody knows, hey, I'm press, I'm here to do a story. And I get it, people sometimes
And
are
they're
uncomfortable.
intimidated by cameras too.
Right.
And they don't. And they always. I mean, you never see good incidents published. You only see.
Oh,
bad
yeah.
things
Yeah.
published.
Well, that's something that sets us apart.
And if you do publish the good things, they don't get the clicks or the views.
No, they don't.
That the things that.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter because we're trying to show both sides to let the public know, hey, there is a good and there is a bad.
We let the stars shine, snowflakes melt. I like you to be a good example to other agencies of how to behave, how to act, how to treat the citizenry that you're commanded to take care
As a
of.
mayor,
Exactly.
I did the city hall in Biloxi. They passed with flying colors.
Yeah.
They did such a
They
good
probably
job.
had, study or
Right,
training on it or something like that.
Training on
But
it.
we
email it to Adam.
our job is kind of hard, with all the
Thank
different complexes, all the different
Of
layers.
course, of
So
laws,
some
yeah.
things, some
Slip through
deputies
the
probably have
cracks.
never dealt with before. It could
Right.
just being a rookie deputy or just
Okay.
being confronted with some type of obstacle that they're not familiar with. They don't know how to get through it exactly. So
Right.
sometimes they force the way, or sometimes they.
However, one of the rookie cops was really trying to look good in everyone's eyes and started philosophizing, claiming that every job has good and bad employees, including theirs. It seems like he was just trying to distance himself from the bad cops, but he came off as weird and unconvincing. Another cop jumped in and advised people to report any bad cops immediately. Doesn't it seem strange how hard these cops are trying not to escalate the situation? It sort of feels like they have hidden intentions and might act completely differently if the cameras were off. Their insistence that they are good and reasonable cops seems a bit fake. It's important to be aware of how people might act differently under scrutiny, and it's crucial to continue to hold authority figures accountable, regardless of how they try to present themselves.
You could have a rookie deputy that spent 29 years in the Air Force as security police
And bring the
and
law.
still violate someone's rights.
Well, yeah, I mean, anybody can do any of that.
But you don't like working with bad apples, right?
No.
Help me
but
help you.
That's the thing. I mean, that's what I tell everybody. Doesn't matter if you're a first grade teacher or clerk at Walmart.
Yeah.
You're going to have good employees, you're going to have bad employees.
But this job attracts certain people. And it's not about
Sure.
training, it's about hiring. You got to make sure that you just don't hire anybody because you need bodies.
So
I
that's
get
why,
it.
We go through an extensive background
Yeah.
check, and then our applications stage.
Yeah, and a 19-year-old kid that hasn't gotten in trouble yet can still be a sociopath looking to abuse that badge. So you got to keep your eye on him.
Cards there,
Okay.
so in case you guys do find anybody's, because sometimes I know it's hard to complain
Right.
to the upper management, you know what I mean? Because I've been doing this for years. So
But we were lucky. We work for a great sheriff and great
Yeah,
administration. They're really receptive of anything we've got.
Because I also go
we're
on-
blessed. We really are.
I also go on LEO forums, and I read the comments from the officers, so I know all kinds of stuff that's going on in the department.
Yeah.
Interrelationships.
So they have I'm not in tune with that kind of stuff at all. I worry about my shift, my district.
Oh,
work, so
you'd be surprised
I'm not-
what they put out there in public. I mean, Seminole County, Florida. I knew that the captain gets drunk all the time in his police cruiser. Okay, and they actually busted him. He was passed out at a stoplight.
I remember that.
Cops came.
And they let him go.
Let him go. Saw he was a captain. Let him go. And they talked about it on the board. They said, "Oh, this guy's at I
they
think
talk
it's
about
Chili's."
this thing?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it like anonymous boards or something?
It is anonymous, so they, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I've done 3 stories on this agency already, and one of them I'm sure you can't comment. They're in litigation. They're going to sue you for millions of dollars because you arrested a couple on felony theft charges when they didn't even take anybody's dog. It was a dog. I don't know if you heard about that. Yeah.
One of the journalists even told the rookie cops a story about a cop from the same department who was arrested for something stupid he did, and another cop who let a drunk driver who almost passed out in the car continue driving, endangering others in traffic. At first, one of the rookie cops claimed he wasn't familiar with such cases, but then just a few seconds later, he said he knew what the journalist was talking about. So, does he know or not? Why put in so much effort to look good on camera? Then another cop arrived and claimed that one of the men had to give him his name for the information he wanted. The man just said he could do it anonymously, and that if he really needed a name, he could call him Finn. This whole situation looked to me like these cops were just authority hungry, as some of the cops we talked about earlier in this video. But they were much smarter and didn't let their egos guide them through this encounter. They claimed to know the law so well, yet a little later, they asked for the man's name, as if they didn't know he could get the information anonymously. It seemed like they were indirectly trying to test how far they could push these journalists. They were trying to feel out the limits, seeing how much they could get away with while still appearing cooperative on camera. Now, do you think these cops were genuinely trying to do the right thing, or were they just playing a part for the cameras?
Yeah, that happened. And he went to court. He was going to fight this and go to trial and everything. And your two deputies didn't show up to court. Anybody else would have had a capious writ. Yeah. Well, no, Milton.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that at all.
Yeah, they didn't show up. They said that they were down South Florida for hurricane relief. And I mean, any one of us would have gotten a capious writ put on us.
Okay.
They didn't show up to court, you know?
I'm familiar with that. But I'm not familiar with the case, but I'm familiar with them being down there for the hurricane.
So, Sergeant, tighten up the screws, man. You know what I mean? Like, say, hey, look, guys, I don't want this attention anymore. And if you're going to do something, don't do it in front of me. No more thin blue line, you know? Let's stop, covering each other.
For the people.
And get rid of the bad apples.
Because the American public wants to support the police, right? They want to support them because we need them. Everybody knows we need the police. We don't want murderers and rapists out there running around.
And I teach my kids the difference between good ones and bad ones, and I want them to look at you with respect instead of fear.
Yeah,
you know?
but when you have bad police, that makes your job harder because now they're re-releasing criminals.
Teach your name? I don't know if they need
Finn.
that. I don't know if they need that for their
No.
request or if they don't.
No, I can do it anonymously, but you could say I'm Finn.
They didn't know the law, or they didn't do the job the right way.
Nice to meet you. Put it there.
Not just in the lawsuits that take,
All right, I sent that
hundreds of
email.
millions of dollars.
Thank you, brother. Stay safe.
Probably not in Santa Rosa County, but a place like New York City, there's been $1 billion a year in lawsuits for civil rights violations.
I'm sorry, Lieutenant. I didn't hear the last part. I didn't hear the last.
I'm sending an email. I just didn't know if I needed.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Thank you, brother.
So, yeah, we want good police, right? We need good police. That's the whole thing. So,
Bad police cost our taxpayers a lot of dollars in lawsuits.
Just Monday, I think the police in Mobile, Alabama, had the guy handcuffed, down on his knees, handcuffed behind his back, cops over his back, just wailing on his head.
I didn't see that.
Oh my God, it's bad.
I try, I'm one of those ones that do not try to watch any bad news. Like, if it's negative, I don't like negativity.
Yeah.
So everything I try to read is try to be positive. So my news feeds on my X or Twitter, it's mostly always positive stuff. And if something negative pops up, I don't like watching, so I just say, don't show me this.
Same here. I create this. I go out and I look for negative things and I put it out there, but I look for positive things too, and that's what sets us both apart in our community. We do want people to be good examples.
Honestly, it's more likely that these cops were just under the impression that they were dealing with two independent journalists, each with their own successful YouTube channel. These journalists explained that they never cause trouble with the cops, but aren't afraid to react and confront when cops are the ones bringing the problem to them. This probably has an even greater influence on the cops, making them control their egos and avoid doing anything stupid in front of the camera. Think about it. Nobody smart wants to become the main star of two YouTube channels and put themselves and their careers in danger, right? These cops knew that any wrong move could be broadcasted to a wide audience, potentially ruining their reputation and careers. The journalists' presence and their calm, assertive approach kept the cops on their toes, making them more cautious and less likely to act out of line.
No,
we're both independent. We both have different channels, but we don't go out. We're not F you, F that.
Right.
We're not
trying to get a chip
involving
off our
ourselves
shoulder.
into the scene. We're not, trying to get involved in any way, and like I'll stay quiet. Like I'll go into a public building and I'll walk around. I'll look at the walls. I'll do whatever until somebody comes up and says, "Hey, you're not allowed to film here." Then I'm like, "No, I'm sorry. I am allowed to film here. I'm nice and calm and quiet." And then a lot of times people come and, well, they don't want you to be here, so you're going to have to leave.
We don't create the problems or the bad things. We document it, though. We document it, and hopefully your command staff sees where the corrections need to be made from your officers. You're supposed to be the best of us. Do the best.
They're allowed to be. They're allowed to record, and we know this is true because in Florida specifically, the wiretapping statute. if I was to come in a building that the public's allowed to be in and I was recording secretly, there's no law against it. There's nothing you could do. So how can I do that secretly, but if I come in with this, all of a sudden I'm breaking the law?
Speaking of which,
Doesn't make any sense.
the policies and procedures or your general orders should be public, not tactical secrets that you would have to do, like how you make a dynamic entry or breach a door. But if you're allowed to turn on your lights to go through a red light when there's no active emergency, stuff like that, that would be on your, what's your use of force policy? What's your threat level matrix, 1 to 6? So we know if you step out of line, we the people can make that complaint. And I'll get your vehicle numbers and see who just cut me off and call you and say, hey, this guy's driving like a maniac. He's going to get somebody killed. And it's happened in Bakersfield, California. We went and told, they ignored us. Next thing you know, the deputy ran over, Kern County deputy ran over and killed some people on a bike. You know,
and they don't show you anything, then it's
you got a lot of equipment you got to focus on in there. So stay frosty, stay focused, head on a swivel.
Officer violated policy and procedure number this and this. Officer violated policy and procedure this and this. Now the IA guy doesn't have to go and look to see if the officer violated. It's right there for him, you know, so he can make a better and quicker decision and hopefully clear up some of IA's caseloads.
I've never been an IA.
However, it's interesting to see how many of the cops' faces showed that they would rather not have these journalists in their department. They didn't seem to know how to choose the easiest way to drive them away, so one of the cops started rambling about something unrelated. He tried to explain how they are fair and don't have different criteria for cops versus ordinary citizens, and that they don't spare anyone when they make a mistake. After his epic soliloquy, which wasn't clear to anyone, he told the journalists that he was sure they had work to do and that he needed to get back to solving crimes. Then he turned and left. Do you honestly think these cops are focused on solving crimes? Or are they just bored, talking to citizens, and would rather hang out and, you know, do nothing? It seemed like they were more interested in avoiding the journalists than actually dealing with any real issues. Now, it's possible that they felt uncomfortable under the scrutiny of the cameras and the journalists who were well informed about their rights. They might have preferred to be doing anything else rather than being held accountable on camera. Well, tough day at the office.
Good. Keep it that way.
Well, no, I was asking them if they worked for IA.
Yeah.
If you had done
that's what I
work
meant,
for
work
IA.
for IA.
Yeah, because I'm sure they get tons of complaints from tons of citizens all day long. And it's
Well,
just,
usually they're fielded by the sergeant or the lieutenant.
okay, and what I was
And
saying
some
is,
of them are, I mean, we get complaints on driving, sometimes they just don't realize,
You go into a scene.
for instance, they may turn their lights on to get through. They can't do it if they're not responding to,
Right.
you know, and there's only certain
Type of
crimes
calls,
that you can respond to with lights and sirens.
Right.
But, however, it could be a domestic in progress, and they may call the sergeant or supervisor and say, can I bust through this light? Because
Understood.
it is physical, but it's not necessarily
life or death
meets
yet.
the criteria.
The one time I've seen that, I did that. I thought about all those scenarios and I asked, were there any calls?
Yeah.
Before I asked about their policy, I said, okay, now, is he allowed to do it? No, he's not. You
we
know,
try to
and-
be fair.
Yeah.
Because that's what the world needs, people that are fair.
57, you calling me?
You guys, you got business.
Yeah, you got crime to fight.
Y'all have a good
Thank
day.
you. Take care, stay safe.